Sam is picking fruit from a basket that contains many different kinds of fruit. Which set of events is independent? So when we're talking about probability, independent events do not impact each other. So if one event happens, it does not impact the probability of the second event happening. So choice A says event 1, he picks a kiwi and eats it. Event 2, he picks an apple and eats it. So here, since he's picking the kiwi and eating it, he's not putting it back, which means he's affecting the probability of the second event. Even though just this choice has to do with a kiwi and an apple, since we're eating the kiwi, we're decreasing the number of fruits in the basket, which in turn impacts his chance of picking an apple. So letter A, these are not independent events because of the fact that he's eating the kiwi. If Sam were to put the kiwi back and not eat it, and put the apple back and not eat it, then these two events would be independent because we'd be talking about two different fruits, and we're not changing the number of fruits in the basket by eating something. So based on that same logic, letter B, event 1, he picks the kiwi and eats it. Right away, we know that event 1 is going to impact event 2 because Sam ate the kiwi. So since he ate the kiwi, he's changing the number of fruits in the basket, which means these two events would be dependent. C, event 1, he picks an apple and eats it. Event 2, he picks an apple and eats it. Both of these events are talking about the apple, but they're still not independent because Sam is eating the apple. When he eats the apple and does not put it back in the basket, you're creating dependent events. You are changing the probability, you're changing how likely it is to pull an apple or a kiwi out of the basket because you're decreasing the number of fruits that are in there. Letter D, event 1, he picks a kiwi and puts it back. Event 2, he picks an apple and puts it back. This is our correct choice. These two events are independent because Sam is putting the fruit back both times. You take the apple out of the basket, you put the apple back in. You've changed nothing. You still have the same number of fruits in the basket as you started with. You take a kiwi out of the basket, you put a kiwi back in the basket. You're not changing anything. You still have the same number of kiwis and the same number of apples in the basket as when you started.